Today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new smart lock. The thing that I like about this one is that it supports Apple Home. So being an iPhone user, we're going to be getting some extra cool features out of this device. However, you don't need to be an iPhone user to use this lock. Now there are so many options for unlocking this lock. We've got the normal keypad. It also comes with a physical key. We've got a fingerprint reader and then also the ability to use your iPhone or Apple Watch. So whatever your preference is, this lock has you covered. Now this lock right here is the Thorbolt X1 smart lock, and it does work with Apple Home. Taking a look at some of the features, home key. So home key is something that I love using for my smart locks. Essentially means I could take my phone or my Apple Watch, hold it up to the device, and it will automatically unlock the door for me. So I don't have to worry about using a fingerprint or typing in a code. Just makes it a little bit easier. I like when I go out for a walk or something like that, just being able to use my watch to unlock it. Now, this does work with Apple's Siri. It does have its own app, so the Sleek Point app, if you want to use that. It also is a fingerprint reader, which I guess is just as easy to use as my Apple Watch, but not as cool. We've got the keypad, and it does come with keys if, worst case scenario, you do need to use those keys. Flipping it over to the side, it does have thread built into it, so you can tap to unlock, like I was mentioning. It does come in a few different colors. So we've got black, gold, space gray, and silver. Like I mentioned, it does have the Apple app, so you can put it into Apple Home, and we do have the Sleek Point app if you want to use that. Now, it does mention here, to enable thread, make sure you have a thread-enabled Apple Home hub already set up. So do keep that in mind. So the next thing that we're gonna do is I wanna take a look at what comes in the box. We're gonna get this guy set up, tested. I'll let you know what I think of the Apple integration. And I also want to thank Thorbolt for sending this product out and teaming up with me on this video. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at what comes in the box. All right, so this is what we're going to be getting. We have got our user manual over here. We have got the interior portion of the lock. So here is our Apple Home code right here on the front, but then it also comes on the bottom too. If we pop this guy open and take a look inside, this thing takes 8 batteries. I've never seen a lock with 8 batteries, but that's what this one takes right here. Got a reset button down in here, nothing on the back there, and then here is what the back looks like. I like that it is lined in rubber to protect your door. Now, here is the actual outdoor portion of the lock. We have got our NFC sensor right up here. When the batteries are plugged in, this will light up with our touch sensor. Down here, we can see the Thorbolt branding with our fingerprint sensor down here, but if we push on this, it actually opens up. We've got USB-C right there. So if you do need to, some reason, do emergency power, essentially power this guy up to get this to open, that's where it's going to be. And then underneath this is going to be the keyhole. So that is going to be in there, protected out of the elements. Close that guy up. Here on the back, we have got rubber going all the way around. Like I said, I liked it. This is the black version too. Now, they did also send out the silver version. So that is what this looks like. If you are looking to get maybe the silver version, looks like it's just going to be around the borders there for that silver version. And then inside of the box right here, I did want to show you, this is everything that we're going to be getting inside of the box. We got our latch assembly, our strike plate and strike box, mounting plates. We do have backup keys in here and then our screws. So this is everything that's going to be included in the main box, but then this is going to be everything that's in this box down here. And one last thing to mention, we do have our template. So if you're doing an install and need a template, that is what this thing is going to be for, so you can get everything lined up that you need. Now, setting up this lock is really easy to do. I mean, you really just need 4 screws. I took off my old lock, and for this lock, we're gonna start by inserting the deadbolt. So I'm gonna screw that in, 2 screws, make sure that it says top, and that is facing up. You'll screw that in. The next, we're going to take the outside portion of the door. We're gonna slide it through that center bolt, and then on the inside, we are going to attach the plate. Those are gonna be the next 2 screws that we're going to use in this thing. We're gonna screw all that together, tighten it up, make sure that it is aligned and it's nice and straight, and then we're going to attach the inside portion of the lock. Make sure that you plug that data cable in so the outside can communicate with the inside where the batteries are. And that is something that I find unique with this lock, is that this one does take 8 AA batteries, which I kind of like, because I would rather my lock be a 1-year plus lock instead of having to replace the batteries every 3 to 6 months. Okay, now setting up this lock, we have 2 different options. We can either set it up through Apple Home, but if you're an not an Apple Home user, you can use the Sleek Point app. So I have my Sleek Point app loaded up right here. I've already got my lock set up and installed, but it's really easy to do the setup. Down in the bottom corner where you see the plus sign, you're gonna tap on that, you're gonna select on the lock that you want to install, and then you're just gonna go ahead and follow these on-screen instructions to get everything set up. Super easy to do. But I'm gonna go ahead and back out of here and let's take a look at some of the features with this lock. So you can see right here on the front, we've got the lock listed, and then we've got a toggle right below that. So it's locked. Now I've unlocked it by just tapping on the toggle. If I click on the lock, in here, I can just tap on the center picture to lock and unlock the lock. Easy as that. Now, if we do notice right above that, just to the right, we've got a couple of different options here. We've got auto lock that's turned on. We've got the thread icon because I do have mine set up and connected to my Apple Home using a HomePod Mini that does have thread built into it. It is now being controlled by thread, which is awesome. That is also going to help reduce the battery usage. So I do recommend that if you do want to extend your battery. Next to that, we can see our battery icon. Below this, we can easily access and manage our guests or anyone that we want to have access to this lock. Right now, I've got myself and I've got my wife connected to here. If we want to add more people, I'm going to click on the plus sign. We're going to add the name. Let's just say test. I'm going to click on next. And then from here, we've got 3 different options for setting up access for the lock. So we've got the unlimited, the limited, and the one-time use. I'm going to go ahead and back out of there. When you do set up your profile, it is going to have you create a PIN code for that person and then also ask if you want to set up the fingerprint reader. So you can do that in here. Obviously, you can see right next to the names, you can toggle the person on and off. So if you want to deactivate that person for a time being, you can do it through there, which I actually like seeing that feature. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have got our lock activity, so you can see all of the activity that has been happening on the lock. Back into there, let's go into settings. From here, we've got a bunch of different settings. We have got our auto lock. I set mine to 3 minutes. That seems to be a good time for me and what I've used in the past. We've got our lockdown mode. So this allows for a certain amount of unknown attempts to have it go into our lockdown mode. We've got our keypad timeout. That's as far as it lighting up. So we don't want to use too much battery. It is set for 5 seconds. You can adjust it from there. We do have our power options. So this is going to be waking up that front display. We can either do it by holding our phone up to it. So our Apple Home key. We've got the keypad. So touching the keypad will turn it on. And then also touching that fingerprint sensor will turn on that front keypad and wake this guy up. At the very bottom here, we can see our battery life, sounds, syncs, different things like that. Now, something else to mention, if you do want to use this for a smart home, is that this device is only supported by Apple Home. It does not support Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant, so you do need Apple Home to connect and control this device right here. Go into settings and see all of our different configurations here for this device, but do keep that in mind. It still works as a smart lock for everybody, but if you want to integrate it into a smart home, Apple Home is where you need to go. Another cool thing to mention about this lock is that if we take off the brackets back here, you can actually re-key this lock. So it has a very similar cylinder to the Schlage SC1. So if you're into re-keying your lock and you have the proper tools for that, you can take this apart to re-key it or take it to maybe like a Home Depot or something to get it re-keyed. So that's another cool feature and something that I like if you like using, say, the same keys on all of your doors. So I honestly got to say, after using this thing for a few weeks now, I love it. It's simplistic as far as it doesn't have a lot of all these features that it can do, but I don't really want it to do or I'll never really use. It kind of just is a smart lock in the tradition of being a smart lock. There are tons of ways to open it. I love the quick access that you get. So if we're looking at that home screen, we can either quickly get to our managed people or accounts. We can quickly get to that view log, and then we can tap to lock and unlock the lock. It's very easy to do, and the lock is very responsive. Also, we've got the ability to use this in our Apple Home. Getting certified to use Apple Home is not easy to do. It is a lot of hoops you have to jump through, a lot of security checkboxes that they have to check. So you know you are safe and secure if this device is also capable of being in the Apple ecosystem. I also love just the ways to unlock this thing. I use my watch, I use my phone, or I use my thumb to unlock it. and I have never had an issue where it has not unlocked. I found that a lot with other brands. When you try to use the fingerprint reader, it works about 80% of the time, but it always seems to be when you're trying to get in the quickest, it's not working the first time. This one has worked 100% of the time. I've never had it not work by holding my fingerprint onto it, which I absolutely love. If you guys want to know more about this lock, I recommend checking out links in the description. This brand, if you are not familiar with it, also makes a couple other devices. They have a air purifier and a humidifier, both of which I have done reviews on. So if you want, you can check out this video over here to know more about that. If this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.